Hey everybody, this is B from Kongs R Us, and welcome to The Next Level. This is my weekly podcast show where I bring you next level guests, things, community members, and today I'm hyped because I just put together a new intro song. I hope you guys liked it. If you guys don't know who that is, that song, does anybody recognize that song, that intro song? Hey, what's going on, everybody? Bobby's here, War's here, Jason. Who can tell me where that song is from, my new intro music? Does anybody recognize it? What's up, Cybermine Arcade? Mystery Encoder says he hates it when the stream hasn't started and he has to refresh the page for it to start. He's always complaining about something. You hate it, you hate it, you hate it. You don't like it. You like the old one better. It makes you deaf. Good morning, Moat. Good evening, chat. I'm not saying good morning. Yes, that intro song is better and quieter. Oh, is the other one really loud? Oh, it sounds like Mega Man. It's not Mega Man. No, 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 no. This is the one and only Vector U is the artist that put this together, and it's the DuckTales Moon theme, and it's freaking off the hook. Vector U is one of my favorite video game music guys. If you check out his webpage and his YouTube channel, he has some of my favorite hits, including my original theme. Shala's theme is one of the things that he did last year, and I've been using Shala's theme as my main intro for my channel for a long time. But he has a lot of good stuff on here, so I just want to give a big shout out to Vector U. He does some awesome remixes. If you like video games and you like sick beats like that, I might switch back and forth between the DuckTales, but DuckTales, that really hit home for me because DuckTales was one of my favorite cartoons of all time, if not the favorite cartoon that I grew up with loving. Gizmo Duck, the whole galore. And I really liked the PS3 version of the DuckTales video game. I remember playing the crap out of that and having a huge fun time. DuckTales, yeah, the DuckTales game has fantastic music, right? Like all the different stages are freaking fantastic. So I was really excited that he did a DuckTales theme. And so I can't wait to see that there's more music coming from Vector U. But today's topic, what we're talking about today is I don't have it yet. I'm sorry if you thought you were going to come here and you were going to see a cockpit in my arcade room. It is not here yet, but I have purchased it. It is being made currently. It is on the way. And I've been inspired by so many different people about wanting a Star Wars arcade cockpit in my arcade collection. It's been one of those things that's been on my mind ever since I got the real stand-up version. And, you know, just to go back a little history of my history with the Star Wars Arcade1Up cab, this was my original Star Wars cab that I purchased and modded. So this was, one of the first, I think it was the second cab I ever purchased from Arcade1Up. I purchased a Street Fighter 2 Gen 1 cabinet in November of 2018. That was my very first Arcade1Up ever. And in December, when these Star Wars cabs came out, I purchased Star Wars and TMNT because I really wanted those two games. And I used to collect toys and I still do. I sold some expensive toys and was like, I raised $800 and I'm going to buy Star Wars. I'm going to be TMNT. And that's it. I have my fighter. I have my 4-player beat 'em up game. And I have this Star Wars game that, even though I was a Star Wars fan, honestly, like I didn't know much about the yoke at the time. I remember seeing him playing this game a lot, but I was a little bit more in the Star Wars trilogy generation than the original Atari Star Wars yoke. So it just led me down a path of like, hey, I really like the yoke and how it plays. The original Vector gameplay is fun, but I wanted to do more. And what I ventured down the path was wanting to play modern Star Wars games using the yoke, which led me down a path of finding Glenn's GRS yoke on Kickstarter, but that wasn't available for several months. So then I had to go back and say, all right, is there a way for me to mod this? And I was one of the first folks, for folks that don't remember and are new to the channel, haven't heard, was one of the first folks that figured out how to mod this using originally an APAC encoder and plugging it into a PC. And then the rest is history. So this was the original cab that I started doing all my testing, all my original modifications to. It's gone through several revisions. In fact, this control panel is not the original control panel. This is my second control panel in here because the very first one that I did only had 2 buttons and that was it. And that person who has it, his name is Dan Mabbott. He has the original OG Star Wars control panel. He wanted it. I was like, okay, happy to give it to him. And I thought like, oh, I'm going to make this cool version because I want to put that giant what is it? This is a Sizzle Hap throttle. This is a real heavy actual arcade throttle there. And then I was like, I really want a HOTA stick. So this was a GRS yoke that I modded onto an analog stick. So this can be a flight stick if I really wanted to play flight games using an actual controller. And I had to do this weird funky thing. And I was never really too happy with it because if it was stuck on the bottom here and my hand was there, I was actually hitting the side of the wall. So I had to extend it and then add on the controller on top of it so I can have the free range of movement. But even though it was a cool idea and it lit up at the time, I added extra buttons. It just never functionally felt right. And some people are like, blasphemy, you're modding a Star Wars arcade. But I still have fun enjoying playing it. I went down the path of adding in all these extra buttons in here as well. And these buttons were mostly for show because I saw the graphics that were had buttons, but I was like, would it be cool if they actually lit up? And then that went down the path of doing that. Um, so flash forward a couple months later, that's when I started getting requests from people to say, hey, can you mod my panels for me? And I started getting introduced to tons and tons of people that were also like-minded. I did a tutorial. I thought that was going to be it. I thought that was my YouTube career. I started off by saying, hey, I'm going to do YouTube video and about how I modded this, and that was it. I never expected to do regular content. And the channel grew slowly from there. Every couple of months I would release a new tutorial video or things related to Star Wars modding. And it wasn't until almost 10 months later when I started my channel that I started doing more regular content after I got outrun. But Star Wars Arcade1Up has always been the origins of this channel, why I got started, why I love sharing my mod with other people, not only the tutorial, but doing commissions for people, which I'm slowing down. I'm almost on the edge of retirement. You see my big modding supply case there. I have these other panels here that I'm modding for other people. It just takes up so much time, but I want to do other projects. And one of the projects I've been wanting to get to was I've been helping other people build their cabinets, build their cockpits. And I think it started, and I'm going to share their screen. It started with one individual, the person that originally put together, a Star Wars mod that was shown more widely than anybody. It came out about a year ago. If you guys don't remember, it was a gentleman by the name of Perry Fractic. Perry Fractic put together a Star Wars arcade cockpit, but he converted an Arcade1Up. So this was the original video that came out in May 23rd, 2020. I guess over almost 2 years ago now, but he started kind of like putting the thought into people's minds that like, hey, can we take the Arcade1Up cockpit and then eventually use a CNC machine if there are files available? And I think this video was watched again 295,000 times. So it's definitely a hit video. There's files in the description that people have taken, and he's showing how to actually put an Arcade1Up and get it to fit inside. And a lot of people were inspired by this video. I met so many people after this video came out about, hey, I'm building my own cockpit. Can you help me, with the actual control panel and do a mod? Because if people are going to spend this much money, they want it to play more than just the 3 original Vector games. They want it to play more stuff because they're going to put a PC in it or whatnot. So I was working with so many people and jealous of their cabinet builds that I never had the opportunity to build mine. But I just wanted to go back and share this original video because this was, I believe, a lot of the starting inspiration point for many cockpit builders out there, and a lot of the different things that people put together was based off of Perry Fractic's original video here. So I wanted to give a shout out to Perry Fractic and showing off that video because it was good. It was good. And there's not a lot of other people that have done full-size cockpits and put it on YouTube. He's one of the few. He did a follow-up video where he put Glenn's GRS yoke inside, but I think he's still running the original 3 games from the Arcade1Up. A lot of folks that I've been working on have done other things since then. So that's where we're at. We were inspired by Perry Fractic's video, and I wanted to get into like, how am I going to build my own cabinet? Who else has been around to be able to put this together? And I started a little Facebook group. I started a little group called the Kongs Starcade Crew. Now, the Kongs Starcade Crew is originally was meant to be one of my just Facebook groups where I could communicate with people about my modding services and commissions, and for fans of, I would say, our Arcade1Up and Star Wars. So here is the Star Wars Starcade Facebook group, and I just did a quick search for the word cockpit, right? And then here is a couple of people that, if you don't remember, this is Alan Daggs that I work with. He was one of the very first people on my Next Level show ever. He put together this awesome cockpit here that's running my mod inside, a little bit different. So that's Alan's cockpit. Beautiful, gorgeous. Everybody has a different spin on what they want to do, where they want to put their button placements. But the commonality for a lot of the people I've been working with is that it's running my playlist. It's running the modified yoke playlist to run so many different versions of games on here. That's my Starcade playlist 2.0 that I call it. So it's been a pleasure watching all these people in their cockpit build. So Alan was one of the first cockpit builders that I saw. That's who else has built a cockpit in here? Let's see, let's scroll down. There it is, Billy. I'm going to get to Billy in just a second because Billy is the one who made a lot of this happen. All right. He was showing off that he was making cockpit builds. He might be backstage waiting, but I just want to show off. Here's Alejandro that has a cockpit build too. So actually, Billy's been waiting. Oh, Andrew Stevens. I got to show you some Andrew Stevens stuff too. So Andrew's been doing a cockpit. There's a couple of cockpit builders out there that have made this happen. And so I wanted to just show off again, other folks that have been doing this, but this is very similar to the version that I will be getting from Mr. Billy Wright and his partner and friend. I think he's hanging out backstage right now. Let's bring in Billy backstage from RetroRecipes. I think it's his partner. I really don't know exactly what he's doing with that company, but he's kind of involved, right, Billy?
Yeah, that's my partner.
That's your partner? You guys are partners?
It's my boy.
Yeah, man. Billy's been on the show before, but Billy, RetroRecipes, you have now made, after my intro of like being inspired by many people putting together cockpits, what inspired you and your partner to make that available for people that
Starcade?
Yeah.
Starcade. That's what it was.
Yeah.
We were like, okay, this is nice, but there you go.
Yeah, that was it. You wanted to see other people. How many cockpits do you guys think you've made so far for people, what they purchased?
27.
27.
All
right, so there's 27 people out there that have a kit. So Arcade1Up should sell a Star Wars cockpit. They never would. You don't have to get Arcade1Up to do it because Billy Wright and friend put together a version that you can purchase. What was the history of you guys putting it together? Did you use the original CNC's designs from Perry Fractic? Did you do it on your own?
How did certainly you guys? Did.
Yeah.
Then we got that laser cutter, and then we started etching. That was just a whole nother world when we realized what we could do with that.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, and then now we got with Mitza. Mitza Prophet, he's doing graphics now.
He's doing your artwork for you?
Yeah. Okay. So it's nice. We like it.
Yeah. There it is. That's what it is. So here, let me show off again where you guys can purchase and what I purchased. So again, today is more about just starting the journey because I officially went to retroriser.com right here, and I'm a 100% paying customer. I got 0 discounts on this. I just put in one request to make this cab a little bit shorter because my house is a little bit small, and so I'm taking off about 10 inches off that front side, but I am a 100% paying customer, and this is the cockpit that you can get. If you're in the Texas area and you do want to put together your own art, you can pick this up, right, for $800. This is a pickup option at $800. Is that right?
Yep, you're right.
That's the one. So you have this option for pickup, for shipped. Okay, without graphics. So you have 4 options. Shipping is $500. That's the cost of shipping because it's pretty much freight. Is that the main reason for the high
pretty much cost? At one point at Christmas time, we threw in shipping. We gave shipping away for free.
Did you? I missed the Christmas special. Damn it! You didn't tell me.
Yeah, we definitely did that. And then, man, it's gone up so high. Like what was $200 is now $500.
Yeah, shipping is a lot. So I missed the Christmas special. So now you can pick it up for $800, or you can get it shipped for $1,300 without graphics. But the other cool way is with graphics, you have several different options for graphics. So pickup with graphics is $1,100, and then shipped with graphics is $1,700. And you have this laser etch. Is it laser etched, or what is it?
Laser.
It's a laser cutter. So I really, when you first showed me this was a very simplistic way to you kind of have art that may not peel or fade away. So I really dug this. Like, who was the inspiration for putting together the laser edge version of this design?
My partner, he was doing that with risers.
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking about it. I was like, do you think that laser can handle, more?
Yeah.
And we just played around with it one Saturday and like, oh, it works.
Yeah.
Okay.
There it is. Yeah. And so this is again just pictures of the cabinet, what it can come with. So, and this is actually so explain this to me, because this is art with the artwork, and you have several art packages available. This is the original one. Is it made to gut your original Arcade1Up and put it in, or is it also available for you to?
Yeah, it's made to fit your screen, your yoke. Kind of have to tweak it for the Starcade. The marquee right there. The marquee fits in the back.
Okay.
And actually, your original sound will go right here.
The speaker panel or the speakers?
Yeah. So we try to use everything. I could show you the back of what yours look like. And this is, basically, there you go. It's just sitting in the back.
Sitting in the back.
Throw your PC back here and you're set. This is the one that Mitza did.
Okay.
I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, let me make you full screen again so we can see it. So yeah, this is just another version of Star Wars art that's there, looking good, very clean. So yeah, you have options there. You can do one side original of this, and so it is a shell. It's gonna need additional work, but I committed. I made my purchase. I said, all right, I'm finally gonna do it. But now my conundrum is, all right, so Billy, let me ask you. You've sold 27 of these. I'm sure you've been working with other clients. Are people gutting their old cabs completely? What are they doing with their old cabinets? Are they just keeping the shells on the side? What do you do with your old parts that you gutted and put it in there? Because I kind of don't want to gut my old cab. I might want to keep it. What do you got?
Upside down,
you got some empty shells? Oh,
empty shells.
That breaks my heart. Oh my goodness. Look at those. Oh man. That definitely will. That would hurt to see it like completely, because I was thinking about like, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna completely get rid of
and it's hard to let them go too. I'm like, and like, what am I gonna do with these? But I'll figure something out.
You'll figure something out. You'll make a new panel for them and just revise it, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Just put on Glenn's yoke, and the price that they're asking on eBay is like incredible.
I mean, and Glenn's yoke is only $200, and so I think that's what I'm gonna do. As much as like I know the cap is meant to kind of gut this and put the screen in it, I have an extra screen. That's why I was asking what the width of the monitor is. I have extra decks I can put in there. I have, in fact, not a Glenn's Retro Show yoke, and I love Glenn's yoke, but I purchased an Allen-1 yoke from somebody because I was just a yoke fan. So I'm planning to put an Allen-1 yoke inside there with a custom panel. And since I'm doing the laser etched version, I've already gone the way of not keeping it original. So I have some future plans and upgrades. I'm actually waiting for another guest to join the show eventually. But I have some other plans and upgrades that I'm doing with the cab too. It's gonna be freaking awesome. What do you got done? What are you showing me now?
That's yours, running your Starcade.
Okay. So this is your completed one.
This is the one in the back.
Yeah, there it is. That's the one in the back. That's the graphics. So hopefully I will have a version that looks like this at some point with the plexiglass on the top. You got your LEDs. You got a lot of good stuff in there.
Yeah, we did the LEDs. Really Plexi changed the sound.
Yeah,
it's got a butt shaker on it.
Yes,
it's crazy playing that. All right.
So Brad D says Allen-1 plus Cockpit is a pretty epic build. I want you to hang tight for this, Billy, because I've been waiting, by the way. There's a lot of next level talented people that I've not been able to get on the show to be able to interview them and talk to them. But one of the people I've been dying to get on the show, his name is Andrew Stevens, and he is absolutely freaking amazing. And so I'm going to just showcase a little bit about what Andrew put together on his cockpit build, and then you guys can see what he did with his cockpit. So let me share this screen so you guys can see it. All right, here it is. Andrew Stevens, check this out. So he made a cockpit build but he did this was his own design. I think he took the CNC files and he made his own version of it, but he recessed his screen. He has an original bezel around there. And look, if you look at the yoke, he did a mod where you have lit up LED buttons in the little yoke itself. He made these light up. So there's a light up kit for the buttons on the yoke, and he put an LED in there. So freaking fantastic. The panel itself, it's really, really cool. Check out this other stuff in his video. So this is an older video of his original mod. I like the way he put the plexi on it. It's super clean and curved. Very, very simplistic design using some of the buttons from the mod kit that I sent to him. But yeah, like I've seen so many different versions of builders out there, and it looks great. I love how he has some the Millennium Falcon dice on there. But look at the bezel. Isn't that badass? Can yours do a bezel like this or no?
Let me see that. Can you go a little closer?
Yeah. All right. So here's the video again, right? So he's showing off the back, but I'm thinking about purchasing. There's people that make, oh shoot, whoops. Let me go back and get Andrew up there one more time. Yeah, there's the bezel. It's like a $300 bezel that can fit on the inside.
Oh yeah, the 3D.
Yeah, the 3D bezel.
Yeah.
That's shroud right
there. It would fit stock. I'm not sure if you go 20-inch.
Okay.
Yeah, because if you look, you can see there's room on the sides here to put the bezel.
Yeah,
but this is stock. I haven't done it.
I really like what he did. He made the monitor recessed even further beyond the screen. Like that looks fantastic. Like I need to get Steven on the show, or Andrew Stevens on the show, because this is really next one. And look at his setup. Look, he put together a riser set for this. He's absolutely next level. He sent me these pictures. He's just an amazing modder, and it was like it's like almost an honor for me to collaborate with such talented people that they're using my build and software to, use it in their cab, because this is fantastic. I can only dream that eventually I'll have a setup that's something close to this, but he also does some other really cool things as well. But I'm just really excited to get started with this. What do you think of that? Was that cool?
I think we're both waiting on Mr. Kai Cherry.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Oh my God.
So speaking of which, yeah, I do have a gentleman who I think might give people a run for their money.
Everybody.
With what they could have planned for a Star Wars cockpit, because again, you can go original, and if your goal is to replicate an original Atari Star Wars, you can do the regular art, you can keep it the same, you can play the original games via MAME, you could be happy with it. But when Kai, the person that you're mentioning, he might be backstage a little bit too. He got wind of your cockpit idea, and he's been wanting to put together some more cockpit-ish themes to his build. So Kai, I see you backstage. I don't see a camera on. I'm going to bring you on to see if you're ready. So everybody, this is RNS Kai. Kai, are you there, man?
I'm here, but I don't see my camera, and I don't know why. It might be because it's cool. So meet me. Let me
all right, I'll bring you backstage until you get your camera set up while I check the chat. I'm gonna rejoin it. So all right, so Kai, let me check the chat to see if there's any questions that I can answer, and then I'm gonna bring Kai back in. I'm gonna show you all the preview pics that he sent to me, and I'm also gonna go to his website. But there it is. All right, so let me check out what's going on in the chat. So Mystery Encoder says the only thing that they will beat is if Steam comes out with a Valve Index 2. Oh, you guys are having a side chat about something else. Quest 2, best bang for your buck. You're talking about virtual reality. Charlie Chuck says, holy crap, that's awesome. I know you're talking about Andrew Stevens mod. What's up, Endless One Up? What's going on? All right, let's see. VR. Oh, yeah, VR inside a cockpit. That would be really fun. Ooh, Squadrons on PlayStation VR. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Star Wars Squadrons while you're sitting in the cockpit. That would be really cool. Very cool. All right, have you done VR stuff, Billy?
Yeah.
Yeah? Are you into it?
Yeah, love it. Maybe next.
Yes, Andrew Stevens' mod is awesome. He actually does more stuff too. He had a really cool racing rig that he converted this like a whole cage to be able to do. So I just can't wait to get Andrew on the show. I think he built a full-size R2D2 as well or something. He's just really next level. So that's a future episode. Andrew Stevens, watch out for that. But all in all, so I've worked with you, I've worked with Andrew, I've worked with Alan Dags. I think Alejandro has my playlist. I worked with another cab builder too. He was from Canada. What's that?
No, you work with Latif also.
Latif, yeah. Latif got my original mod, and then he got yours too. But like these are people before they got yours that I was working with too. And the other cool thing about the cabinet design for a cockpit, it's easy to actually put pedals underneath and try to wire up pedals as well to make it a racing cabinet. That was one of my original goals for the Star Wars cab, and it's the reason why on my Star Wars cab I took out the front panel, because originally I put pedals inside because I was like, oh, I'm gonna build a chair and sit inside and play pedals on racing games. I had no idea like the actual like ergonomics of sitting in a chair comfortable playing pedals. It did not work out. Like I thought it was cooler. My original mod with the bench seat and chair was probably a better idea in here when I first did my mod tutorial and showcase than how it actually turned out. But I mean, at the time I didn't know much about arcades and sitting down. And now I'm like, all right, what do I do now with this sit down Star Wars if I'm going to have a full on cockpit? You're making the cockpit dream come true, Billy. It's been exciting. We've been talking about it for a while. How many do you have in your house? Are you building it for other people? Like, what do you do with the cockpits?
I have 3 here. One is not put together. One is mine, of course. The one in the garage was kind of like the sample. And then I just said, okay, let's see how far we can go with it. That's where Mitza came in, and the LED lights and the butt shaker. And this is the one, unfortunately, it's kind of Frankenstein. It gets all the weird stuff.
All right, and tell me what can I expect when I get it? Does it come flat packed, or is it going to become partially
flat
together?
Packed. There's 4 pieces that are kind of large, and everything else fits in one box.
Okay.
Unless he's changed it to 2. He may have changed it to 2, but one box is pretty easy.
Okay.
And it goes together. If you don't, I sent you all the pictures how to put it together.
Yep. All right. You did.
Very, very easy to put together.
Very easy to put together, he said.
I wanted to send one to Bobby because I know he can make it a lot better. Like my skills are limited, but it works.
Bobby and I might collab on it, but he's always busy. So this is the pictures that you sent me. That's what it looks like when it's completed. These are all the different pictures of it being. I'm about to go this way. That's one of yours.
What's the wrong way?
This way? Yeah. This is the video. These are all the pictures of how it goes together. So this is what you could expect. Hopefully, if you're interested, is that your partner right there?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I have one of these on the way. Don't tell Mrs. Kongs or us. I haven't told her yet.
You already told her.
I don't think she knows the gravity of actually this coming to my house though. So I don't know. We're gonna see what happens. Okay. All right. So let's talk about this guy right now. So RNSK SkunkWerks. We're gonna transition to talking about Kai. So for folks that don't remember, RNSK SkunkWerks has been on my channel before. And the first time I brought him on, we were talking about Tron. I found RNSK SkunkWerks immediately after Tron came out because he put together this S panel mod available, and it was so quick. He had designed this with anticipation for Tron coming out, and I was quick to jump on this, and immediately from there I was like, all right, I'm gonna start collaborating, connecting with you. This is still one of the best mods, very, very clean, that I've seen for your Arcade1Up. In fact, I'm still waiting for him to finish some extra parts to finish my Tron mod. I challenged him to make that coin door that you see there, and he put together a coin door that's freaking awesome. This is one of the very few I laser cut it casted, molded, kind of classic coin doors that went on the original Trons instead of the slot one. So I was really proud that I pushed and motivated him to do that. But now I told him like, hey, Star Wars, we can do some fun things with Star Wars. And man, he really took it to another level planning his stuff. So what did he do? Let's bring him on. So let's check out RNSK SkunkWerks, Mr. Kai Cherry. What did you do to your Star Wars machine, man?
Gosh.
You're there. You're muted, though. You got to unmute, my man. He's talented, but he doesn't know how to work a microphone. There he is. Let's hear it.
Because, you start getting old and they change where all the buttons are and you don't know where they are. So that's why I made this thing, because it's old like me. This,
Yeah.
I have always loved this game, but I really like Star Wars, and I want to ship, right? I want to build a Star Wars ROM, but I'm poor. So instead of a whole ROM, we're going to take his cockpit, and we're going to make the inside like a Star Wars ROM, like a ship, like you said. And the bezels around these sides here, as you can see, if you can see, they all have electronics in them. So these lights are going. This part is working.
Oh my goodness! The switch. So the switch worked for the lights. You just turned that on right now.
Yeah. Actually, you have to do both switches, right? And this part is kind of loose, so you have to do both switches to start the sequence.
All right, here it is.
The switch is on this side, and of course, if you look at the deck, you know, it's got all of this balcony looking stuff. We got vents and crap. And you know, if you look, look at the bottom, right? So these are actually all of these switches actually you can just play with them. So like if you like Star Wars like me, when you're doing this, you can pretend you are in a ship. I even make this little screen here. If you have black lights that glows like it's really an LCD, it's really cool. Now the top though, so you can see the stickers at the top. See, I don't really like that. So what I'm working on is replacing that with a couple of things. But when you contacted me, Mr. Tom, we were literally in the process of redesigning this piece to mount it. So it's kind of taken apart. But as you can see, two sticker screens, we got two of these. And this part, like these, have electronics. So these screens are actually backlit. So
that's bigger than like the pictures that you sent me. It looks much bigger. Like that's whenever I see pictures of it, like
you think it's man, right? See, it's meant so you can pick this whole thing. And since I'm going to be putting it in Billy's cockpit, where I don't have to worry about this, I made it a little beefier. However, we redesigned this so it is a complete triangular way. See how that part just fell out? So that people can slide it back and forth, because this piece was kind of meant to sit and when we looked at it, I was like, well, if you're sitting on a stool, it might block this one. Or if you're tall, so we just recut it so that it's a triangle, so you can slide it back like this. So the thing is, you know, it's deco, but if you are really into Star Wars and you like this really real prop look, here it is. And you know, it's not just on mine. Anybody that wants this can have this, because this is actually productized, except for the part that you just saw falling on apart.
Where's your mic, Kai? You sound really far away. But first off, that is really cool. But Mr. Encoder kind of says that this is a work in progress. It's kind of a work in progress. It's almost there.
Actually, it's not.
It's not?
No. All of these bezels, this deck, all of this will actually be on my website for sale. Today is what? Thursday? By Monday. All of these.
Really? That fast? Oh, wow. Okay. So cool.
Yes,
all right. So Kai's been working.
Yes. As a matter of fact, now the only problem with this is I like you, and I know that you have a lot of friends and your customers have done your mod. So this doesn't help them because, you know, but you know what? I bet that version will.
So anybody who's done my Kongs R Us mod,
if you have a Kongs R Us mod, if you have one of his boards and you are crazy, but you also want to make it kind of look like this instead of like the arcade, I have actually made a deck overlay. I even put a little switch on the side. This little screen goes in there, this whole thing, and it goes over top of your deck like this. And then you put all your buttons in, and then it also has all the places where we have these things on ours, you can see it's sort of a one-to-one match for your Kongs. So anybody that has your mod this look with these things, they're not left out, because you are a cool dude, and because of you, I make a lot of these things. So
Yeah,
I
very
was not
cool.
going to make
Hold on
that.
one second. I
I
got
did be like,
I gotta address somebody really fast because
mhm.
the myth was in the chat. Retro Recipes, the original Perry Fracted says, "Thanks for the shout out. It's very cool to hear that my project might have inspired yours. May the force be with you." Retro Recipes, if you didn't know, if you're still watching, you inspired a lot of cockpit builders. So between Billy, who's his partner, has been offering it to many people. There's been so many more Star Wars cockpits that have showed up after your video. So I do have to say you might have been an inspiration for a number of people. So thanks for showing up in the chat. But we have some folks that, and I think I asked you this, Kai, too. You know, some folks might feel like it's a little too busy. So what's the ultimate goal? Is this like not a traditionalist Star Wars cockpit like for the arcade game? This is like a real version of a Star Wars cockpit, like if you went to a movie set, right? Like you're not.
Yes. No, my intent is not to recreate the arcade at all. My intent is to pretend that this is a flight trainer, because some people think that Star Wars ships are very busy and confusing. This is actually a very standard, simple layout so that people can learn Corellian technology.
Yeah, I love all the little light up things. And so Dan says his wife won't like him watching this. So what's the material? Mr. Encoder is asking about the material. Is it kind of thin MDF, and you're using a laser cutter for a lot of this, right? Are you still there, Kai? You went mute. You hit them.
Yeah,
He's
sure,
talented, but he can't work a mic. Come on, Kai, work with me.
So yeah, it's cast acrylic, it's metal, it's painted, it's got electronics. This is this particular blend that we get, which is hard to get, is a little, the chemical is, it makes it a little hefty, but it's not heavy. But no, this stuff is not MDF. This is cast acrylic.
Plastic acrylic, painted
and then
parts.
all of the parts are detailed and weathered by hand, so that it has that. So it doesn't look like a Kenner toy. It looks like in universe props.
Pan down a little bit to the control panel area so that we can see the whole control panel. So on yours, is anything on that control panel functional, or is it just all decoration? Everything there is just decoration, right?
Well, the switches switch.
The switches switch? Switch the switches. What do they do?
They're switches. If you look at the guide next to you, it tells you what they do. They help you engage the system. God, that's why I built the trainer, so people could learn how to fly ships. See?
Yeah, look at it. It's so good. I mean, it's definitely not for everybody, I would say, but for those that might want to venture. So I think this is what it gets me excited. So I've already kind of going down the path of a Star Wars cockpit, and I'm doing a laser etch theme. So I was like, maybe Kai might be inspired to do a version of this. I kind of like, part of me though is like what Mystery is stating, is like, you know, he's saying that maybe the traditional look for a cockpit would really kind of get you for those nostalgic folks, because this is nice, but it's not like nostalgic. It's more like fantastical. It's like, yeah. So are you planning on transforming this completely with the art and all too? Are you going to be gutting this and putting it into your cockpit? Because you got a Billy cockpit too, no?
Yes, that is the point of this. I have this so that people can see these shots for this, but every single piece of this is coming off probably right after the show and going into the cockpit that we will be building with this as the core. Then of course, since we have more stuff, we will have more stuff. I'll have like a escape hatch switch, and I actually have a fusion generator that I'm building because I build Star Wars prop things. So I'm gonna have a ship. It'll be like I'm at Disneyland again.
It'll be fun. So yeah, I am really torn right now because as I really like Kai's stuff. He's been sending a lot of things. I have right now for folks that want to be somewhat fancy but not, these original 3D printed bezels from the original Star Wars mod made by George Adana. So it was kind of like my version of like, hey, I can't have a full size one, but these are really nice 3D printed ones. I know it's hard to see, but then it's like I kind of like the design of the original.
I mean, because some of these sometimes the screens might actually have environmental.
Look at you showing off more goods, trying to convince people. So you have screens working on the top.
Oh yeah, no. Some of these. So there's a model that you will actually be able to get instead of having these plastic fake screens. If you want to, go up market, you can actually have an actual screen in one side, or a screen in both sides, or no screens at all. It depends on how you want it. And then I have different animations. Like this is like an environmental display. There's an animation of.
When are we gonna make it fly and add in like jetpacks and all that stuff too? Can you design the cockpit to do all that too? Rumble 3-axis? No.
Yes, mine will be flying.
Oh man, that'll be really fun. But anyway, so Kai, for folks again that are curious, look at you. You're so cute and cuddly. Kai is RNSK SkunkWerks. That is his Etsy store there. He says it's going to be available Monday. I'm gonna hold you to it. You came on a live stream show. You've now told the YouTube verse that you will have a version of this for purchase next Monday. Right now, you can get some of this other stuff up.
That is correct.
Look at this other stuff that you make. Mr. Cases.
Yes. I also make a pie case in the same thing. So if you have a pie that's in your modded cabinet, you can actually like stick it on the outside, like the control thing. It's nice.
Yeah. I like this. That's cute.
Yeah, the more advanced versions of these products will not be on Etsy. They will be on my store, which is RNSK.com. But you can find the link there. So there will be versions of these things. Like maybe the versions on Etsy won't have as many electronics. Because I want people that want this. Because while arcade purists may not want this, Star Wars fans would love this.
Yes.
But I do not want to make it so expensive that people can't enjoy some version of it. So I'm going to have lower end versions that will be on Etsy. And then the ones where we make
people spending $1,700 on a cockpit, man. So man, if people are going to go all the way, they're going to go all the way. So charge for your time.
No. Well, if they gave Billy all their money, they don't have enough for that little. They're telling me go see Billy. So Billy,
that's right.
Do you need me to build one of these for you?
Yeah.
Or you not like this? You said you didn't like this.
I like it. I got all your pictures. I got all your pictures too. So we'll talk.
All right.
Yes, and actually, the truth is, the person that inspired me to do all of this were two people. It was actually Brad, who's not here. Brad D. The first time I came on B's show, there was an after show, and everyone was talking. And then in the background, I see his Star Wars, and I see these green blinking lights at the top. And I'm like, what is that? He's like, oh, no, we did this mod to ours. You drill these holes in. I'm like, oh, no, I'm not drilling holes in my Star Wars. And that's why we have all of this. Because
Brad is so excited that you were the inspiration for all this. He's like all excited.
These are held on with 3M command hooks. So you can literally lift these off. And the ones that have electronics are battery operated. So you can sit them on your desk and enjoy them as well.
Yeah. Insidian Contraption has an X-Wing. Okay, so here's a next level potential mod that is beyond. So for folks that are Star Wars fans that are not arcade original Atari Cockpit fans, I have a client or person who reached out to me that is gonna be building an X-Wing cockpit. I'm kind of what's that? Is that what you're? So yeah, that's what you're doing. But like he's making like the full on thing and like making it look like a cockpit instead of the Star Wars version. So.
See, the one thing that's really nice about Lucas Space is once you understand what things look like, you can make things that don't require their license.
Yeah.
Once you understand the rules, because I mean, it's not. I mean, yeah, I'm glad that he's going to recreate something, but it's actually nicer when you sort of.
All right, you want an X-Wing that can move back and forth and sync with games. All right, now we're getting crazy, Mr. Encoder. Like, yeah, imagine if you actually built a full-on DOF reality rig that can do that too. That would be next level. That would be fun.
Just put my crop on it. So yeah, you get your mod. Put a 6-axis flight seat in.
Oh,
to his cockpit, But all this crap on there, and I'm even gonna have like 2 blue lights in the back of it that look like they're like
Obsidian. You're disappointing me that you don't have a real X-wing. So close. All right. P-Dub says, "May the force be with you always." So Kai, what's the ultimate plan?
I know you want this, Patrick. I know you want this.
Kai, tell me. Once you get your cockpit, though, are you going PC? Or are you gonna be sticking with the original, just arcade PCB, Arcade1Up PCB?
I'm probably gonna put the computer in it, but I'm not, because I like this game, but the games that I really like, the Star Wars arcade game I like, are the Star Wars arcade game, the trilogy game from the 90s. So you gotta put a PC. So that's probably what this will primarily be playing, which means I would probably have to swap this one off and put one of your fancy ones on. So, all
right. Cool. All right. So my final topic then, because I only have about 15 minutes left, is Billy. I asked you what you did with your Star Wars cabs because you had to gut them. But I feel like I can get away with just putting extra parts in there. But then do I keep this second Star Wars machine? Do I sell my original Star Wars mod? If you had this, or like, something that you started with, would you sell it? Let me ask you, Billy, what do you think? Should I sell it? Should I keep it? What do you think?
Keep it.
But I'm gonna have a cockpit though.
What's the point? Well, that's why I still have my 2, because at some point everything's going back in there, and I'll just use Glenn's stuff because I had to.
Yeah, eventually. Okay.
Yeah, I still have to do that. I have yet to get.
Are you gonna keep yours? Are you gonna keep yours whole? What are you gonna do, Kai? Yeah.
Well, I think I haven't actually read. I actually have my cockpit is over there painted. But every 5 days, I ask them how to put it together because we've been working on this. So my understanding is the screen comes out, the control panel comes out,
and the marquee.
Yeah, and then the rest of the box is still here, right?
Yep.
Well, I mean, look at it. It's Star Wars. Look at it.
Hey, I'm sure you can. You're creative enough to like replace those little extra bezels with other things too. So I think I could creatively replace the marquee and use a different monitor and whatnot to not have to take apart. But my thing is, and I guess this is the other thing about the cab that I'm buying, is that it's about 77 inches long, Billy, right? Something like that. And I measured my space because I have a very tight den, as you can see. Like, this is the space it's going to be, and it's going to be probably replacing this right here. I would have no space it would go up literally to like right here, and my butt would be against it while playing a machine. I would have no walkway space. I'd have to figure something else out. So that's why it's like I don't think I have room to leave it
to keep them both.
I think that's the problem, right? So it's now like, so I don't know. What do you think in chat? Like, should I sell it? Should I keep it?
I mean, do you have another screen though? Because if you actually have a different screen, you wouldn't even have to take the screen out.
Correct. I have lots of Arcade1Up screens. I can use any type of screen. It's a PC mod, so I can put any monitor inside. Yeah.
But I mean,
Joe's like, sell it. It belongs in a museum. Bill says, you can't gut or sell your visual machine. It's your destiny. It's like, I had a hard time. I sold my Outrun mod recently too, and like I had a hard time letting it go. I feel like I have a really hard time letting this one go. I don't know.
I don't know. I have a lot of personal childhood memories with this particular game at so.
Yeah, Dan's here saying it's not the OG. Dan, you missed it earlier. I did mention that you actually have my original panel. This is version 2 of my.
It is.
But the cab is original. But the panel itself, my very first mod, Dan actually has the one. He made me sign it for a reason too. So you can take a picture, Dan, and show everybody you have authentic #1 Star Wars mod. It's true.
Nice.
All right, keep it B. It's your destiny. Darth Vader's voice. Maybe I'll find a way to like put it. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I have to figure it out. Like I want to almost like incorporate it somehow into the cab. I don't know. We'll see. We will see. All right, Kai. First thing I need to do afterwards is buy you a better microphone because you sound like shit. But that's okay. But you look good. What other stuff you have going on, Kai? Do you have other projects and things you got going on? You got VPin behind you, I see. This is it?
Nothing.
What happened to the Tron bezels?
Nope. No Tron. No Tron.
Nothing?
The only thing that we
Mum's
have,
word?
the only thing we have is the Star Wars stuff until it ships. And then we will talk about, then I will answer your question about the parts that are missing from your Tron cabinet. But everyone seems to know I've already
One thing at a time. Right?
Because I keep getting these. So we know you made these things. How come they're not? It's like, yes, we don't. It's
all right.
It's
cool. Well, thank you, Kai, for joining in. Any last bits you want to tell people and let people know before we hang it up for today? Monday is the day. RNSKelectronics.com plus Etsy shop, right?
Yeah. Yes. They will
the batteries in there.
The version with the screens is a pre-order version.
Okay.
Because I don't want the price is too high, so I'm getting the screens imported from China so that we can all have this mod much less than original. So if you want one with the screens in it, that's going to be a pre-order. But all the other parts, we're going to start building them and shipping next week. Yeah.
Nice. All right. That's the plan. Limited orders. I'm sure you will get backed up for some people that want to get it. So if you want to upgrade your Star Wars to the RNSK, do you have a ship name for it? What was it called? You had a ship name for it, right? What is it?
No. This is all just called Star Wars 77.
Star Wars 77. There it is. You can have a Star Wars 77 mod. There it is. All right. Thank you so much, Kai. Billy, you're showing off the top of your cab right now. What are you showing off?
Just some LED lights I'm playing with.
Yeah. Some more LEDs, making it bling
wait.
bling.
So Billy, that's the front from that part goes on what is that?
That's the back. It's the top, right?
Yeah, he's talking about.
Yeah, see, he knows that I haven't been paying attention or put this together yet, so I don't know where the parts go. But that looks like the front of the cabinet. That's actually
it is.
So that's what purpose
plate, but it's on the top back side of the cabinet. Go to the side, Billy, so we can see where that is. That's actually like the front top of the cockpit. See? So it's kind of in the back. You won't really see it.
Oh yeah. So we're going to be doing this.
Yeah. So you can do that and see how it's hollow. Scroll down a little bit, Billy, where it's hollow. Right there. So I shaved off about that much space so that I can make it fit flush against my wall. So that's what I'm doing with my cabinet. So the art will look a little bit different, but it's gonna be close enough. It's gonna
we're moving your Vader over so it fits because I know that's important.
Thank you.
Did you get custom art? Is he getting custom?
I'm gonna get the laser etch one. I wanted to keep it simple, so I wanted to keep it, and maybe that'll if I'm gonna keep maybe I will. Maybe I'll do side by side cockpit and stand up. Maybe I gotta what I gotta do is probably convert. This was originally a stand up, and I converted it to a sit down. But I need to make it a stand up again. Billy, if you don't need an extra riser, let me know because I need a Star Wars riser, and make that happen.
Hold on. Let me show you something. I gotta, unfortunately.
What do you got?
What are you doing down there, man?
Maybe that one.
Ooh, maybe. Yeah, but I want it to be high like the other one though. It's gotta be the same height.
It's a little bit shorter, so
it's shorter. It's shorter. You know.
I could probably bring that up a little bit.
I want it to be like the original one next to it, something like that. We could think about it. So yeah, I might have to make it go back up, cover up the front. So we'll see. We'll see if we can do it. So I'm not sold on selling mine. I think I might figure out something, but that's the whole thing. I think Mrs. SkunkWerks is going to tell me to sell it. She's probably back home right there saying, sell it. But it'll happen. Well, thank you guys both so much for joining the show. This has been awesome collaborating. This is just the start. This is just the start of me exploring and showing you more next level things with some next level creators like Kai, like Billy, like all the folks that have inspired us. RetroRecipes, Perry Fract, if you're still listening, thank you so much for inspiring a generation of cab builders. I mean, like the last 2 years, we've seen way more cabs in the last 2 years than we have over the last 30 years that Star Wars Arcade has been in existence. So it's been a dream to have home arcade versions of these for everybody. Thank you guys all so much. Be safe. We'll see you next time. Bye.